All right, I have the name of that book by that psychologist Albert Ellis. It's a book. It's called A Guide to Rational Living. It's actually a book that I read way back, probably 1990, I think, or 1991. I read that book. The title escaped me, but I just looked it up on Amazon. It's like 12 bucks. Paperback. It's called A Guide to Rational Living, and Albert Ellis, Ellis. I strongly advise all of you, and I'm not making anything off of this, I'm just telling you, I really advise all of you to purchase that book. It will be, I think it will be of great help to many of you because many of you do not live in a rational state. I mean, you create these stories in your head, and this is the reason for your lack of success. And I've been working personally with many of you, and some of you are getting it, and you've turned yourselves around, but there are others who just want to hang on to that irrationality. You want to have that self-pity. You want to, every time there's some adversity, then there's like, the whining and the crying, and get the book, A Guide to Rational Living. All right, and every time there's a little adversity, you blow that up in your mind as something catastrophic is happening to you. Now, he has a quote. I just read it, a quote from Albert Ellis. The best years of your life are the years when you decide that what happens to you is dependent on you. It is not about, what your parents did to you or what's happening, who's president, or anything else like that. It's when you understand that you control your own destiny, and that applies to trading. The market doesn't control your destiny. I could put on any position right now. I have a crappy position on in the S&P. I'm not freaking out. I'm making money on other stuff. I had in the last month. Listen, I started this year off. I always start off with a clean slate in my Forex account. All right? I ran that thing up in the first 3 months. That's January, February, March, 60%. All right. January, February, March. Right. In April, it was all gone on paper. All right. All my positions, everything gone, gone, and even negative. All right. But it's almost back up again, and it's going to be back up, and I'm going to close that out with a big profit this year. I'll go on in Forex because I know what's going to happen. But I could have freaked out. I could have panicked. I could have taken a prudent loss, right? I could have blamed the market. I could have blamed, I don't know, the Fed. I could have blamed Trump. I could have blamed anybody. I didn't. I take responsibility for my own life, for my own outcome. A lot of you, you're far, far away from understanding that. Get the book, A Guide to Rational Living by Albert Ellis. The market has no control over you and your position. I don't care. You could give me any fucking position, anything right now. I'll put that trade on. As a matter of fact, I used to do it in my Forex class. I would tell the students, give me a trade right now. Totally unplanned. Think of the worst possible trade you could put me in right now. And I'd always, always, always work out of that as a profit. Always. Always. There wasn't one single time that didn't happen. Did it happen the next minute? No, it didn't happen the next minute. Did I have to wait a couple of days? Sometimes I had to wait a few weeks. I had to email the students back. Okay, I'm out of it. And I showed them the entry and the exit, all right, on the account. So it's so simple, people. It is so damn simple, but so many of you are still thinking it's about the system. It's about the methodology. It's about the analysis. I got to get the analysis. It's about the timing. I got to get in just at the right moment. It's had nothing to do with that, man. Nothing. Some of you are going to get it. A lot of you are not going to get it. This thing that I do here, this is Navy SEAL basic training, man. This is the BUDS program. 90% of you are going to drop out. You're going to drop out because you just can't push yourself a little bit further. You quit. You quit. Life is all about not quitting. That's it. There's no secret. There's no special school you got to go to. There's no special aptitude you have to have. There are no special connections that you need. Sometimes that helps, but even that, you could screw it up. It's just all about one thing, and that's about not quitting. And I know it's hard. It's hard. It's hard. You want to go home to mommy and say, I can't do it anymore. I can't do it anymore. But the ones who say, I'm going to go a little bit more. I could do one more rep, one more pull-up, one more push-up, one more day standing in this crappy position, but I'm not threatened by anything. All right? It's not going to expire worthless. I didn't overextend myself because I'm not gambling. I'm a businessman. I'm a trader. You know, there's a story I love to tell about what's his name? Adelson, Sheldon Adelson. I maybe told this story before. You know, the Sands Corporation. Guy's worth like 25 or 35 billion dollars. Started with nothing. Grew up poor in Boston. Made a lot of money. Went into the casino business. All right, he's out there in Vegas. Shelley Adelson. In the crash, in the 2008, 2009 financial crash, when he went into that, he had, all his casinos. He's got the Venetian out there. He's got casinos in Macau. He had a 25 billion net worth. It went to zero. So think of you're holding a position, right? That's what he is, a businessman. He's holding a position in his businesses. He's invested, all right? Just like my Forex position that went from up 60% to nothing. He went to zero, or practically to zero, in that crash. He said to his family, what should I do? Do you think I should bail? And they all said to him, no, don't. He doubled down. He put down his last little amount that he had of free cash left. He stuck with it. Everything came back higher than what it was. That's a man, all right? That's a man. That's a mensch. Use that as your example. If you want to look up to something, don't say profits are not profit. Come on, what is that? What is that? Go home to mommy. Mommy, I can't take it anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. Okay, sweetheart. Go sit on the couch and watch the cartoons, all right? Be a man. Toughen up. Come on.